Dear friend, after 60 sleep should be the most peaceful time of day. But have you ever wondered if the little things you do before bed, things that seem harmless, could actually be quietly raising your risk of stroke? Night after night, if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling lightheaded, with an odd heartbeat, and brushed it off as probably just a bad sleeping position, you're not alone. Many older adults across the United States have had that same experience. Not because they're careless with their health, but because no one told them that the moment we let our bodies rest is also the moment we become most vulnerable. At our age, sleep is no longer just a time to rest. It becomes a delicate phase where blood pressure, breathing patterns, and brain circulation can shift in unexpected ways, all because of one small detail: a late glass of water, the wrong pill at the wrong time, or a sleeping posture we've used for years without thinking twice. The good news is you can change all of that. You don't need a major overhaul. You don't need expensive equipment. Just a few small adjustments that fit your slower, wiser rhythm of life, and you can protect your heart and your brain as you sleep. And if you're still here, quietly listening, then let's take that first step tonight so that sleep isn't something you fear anymore, but something that gently heals you every single night. When night falls and we settle into bed, our bodies begin to shift into a resting state, a time most of us assume is safe and peaceful. But the truth is, for older adults, those quiet hours can be the most vulnerable. You might have felt it before: a slight heaviness in your chest, a wave of dizziness in the middle of the night, and maybe, like many others, you brushed it off as nothing serious. But sometimes those fleeting moments are your body's quiet way of saying something isn't quite right. At our age, sleep is no longer the smooth journey it once was. The heart slows down, blood pressure drops, breathing becomes shallower. Those are normal shifts, yes, but inside a body that has weathered decades, even these natural changes can carry risks. Our blood vessels are no longer as flexible as they used to be. Circulation slows, and if you're lying flat on your back, without a pillow to gently raise your head or chest, gravity stops being your ally, making it harder for blood to return from the brain to the heart. So while you may feel like you're resting, your body might be working overtime, silently adjusting to every little shift in oxygen, blood flow, and pressure. Just a slight drop in oxygen from snoring, or a dip in blood pressure too deep, can quietly send your brain into a state of stress, increasing the risk of stroke in ways we don't feel right away. That's the hard part. Your body won't scream for help. It whispers in the form of a foggy morning or that odd tiredness you can't quite explain after waking up. But if we learn to listen, to gently adjust how we lie down, how we breathe, or when we drink water, we give ourselves a better chance to rest with peace, not tension. Have you ever woken up feeling more drained than restored? Feel free to share your experience below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. And in the next part, I'll talk about something that sounds simple, but if done wrong, can quietly turn your night into a hidden risk. That is drinking water when and how it's truly safe. Drinking water may seem like the simplest thing, but after 60, it quietly becomes something much more delicate, especially when it comes to sleep. You might be someone who takes a few sips before bed, or maybe you forget to hydrate during the day. Then try to make up for it in the evening. Either way, what feels harmless might actually be making your nights more restless and adding silent strain to your heart and brain. At our age, the kidneys don't work quite like they used to. So when we drink too close to bedtime, the body doesn't have enough time to process it before we lie down. And the result, waking up once, twice, or even more times during the night just to use the bathroom. Each time, your blood pressure shifts. Each time, your brain and heart have to quickly adjust so you don't feel lightheaded or dizzy getting up in the dark. Those middle-of-the-night wake-ups might seem like nothing, but they're often the starting point for silent risks: a slight fall, a sudden drop in pressure, or oxygen deprivation the body doesn't bounce back from as easily anymore. The good news: just a few small changes can make a real difference. Try stopping your water intake about an hour and a half before bedtime. Shift more of your hydration to earlier in the day when your body systems are still alert and strong and your circulation is more active. And if you still feel thirsty in the evening, instead of reaching for a big glass of cold water, try sipping warm water with a few drops of lemon and a pinch of mineral salt. It keeps you hydrated, but doesn't put extra pressure on your bladder, heart, or blood vessels. It may seem small, but if you keep it up, you'll likely start noticing deeper sleep, fewer awakenings, and clearer mornings. That's the quiet magic of uninterrupted rest when the brain gets to finish what it started and heal you from within. If you've ever wondered why you still feel tired, even after 8 hours of sleep, maybe the answer lies in something as simple as the timing of that last glass of water. Have you noticed this in your own routine? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. Your insight might be the gentle nudge someone else needs. And in the next part, we'll explore something that's often overlooked but can silently affect the pressure in your brain every single night: your sleeping position. There are little things we rarely think about, like the way we lie down each night, something that seems harmless, but can quietly make a big difference as we grow older. You might be like many others who believe that sleeping flat on your back is the most natural and restful position. And yes, it feels easy, less pressure on the joints, less tossing and turning. But after 65, our bodies no longer adjust as effortlessly as they once did. The blood vessels that nourish the brain, already aging over the years, start to weaken. When we lie completely flat, blood doesn't return from the brain to the heart as smoothly as it used to. Little by little, the pressure inside the skull, where memory, thought, and awareness all begin, starts to rise, without warning, without pain. You won't feel a headache right away, but over time, the brain becomes more fragile, especially during sleep, when the circulatory system is running on low power. Even small disruptions can quietly become burdens. The good news is just a small adjustment can help your body respond more naturally. Try gently raising your head and chest while lying down. You don't need to go too high. 10 to 30 degrees is often enough. A V-shaped pillow or a wedge under your back can support better blood flow, smoother breathing, and less strain on your heart and brain. If you feel more comfortable sleeping on your side, consider lying on your left. That position not only supports circulation, but also activates a remarkable natural process during deep sleep, the brain's self-cleaning system, which clears out waste and toxins that build up, many of which are linked to stroke and cognitive decline. It may seem like a small shift, but if you stick with it night after night, your body will thank you in quiet ways. No pills, no machines, just a gentle adjustment and a willingness to listen to what your body truly needs. Have you ever changed your sleeping position and felt better because of it? If so, feel free to share your experience in the comments. Someone else may be looking for that same quiet solution. And in the next part, I'll bring up something often overlooked: the very room you sleep in. A space that should be calming, but might quietly be adding pressure you didn't even notice. We often think of the bedroom as the calmest space in the house, but sometimes it holds subtle things that quietly take a toll on our health without us realizing it. Have you ever walked into your room at night, settled into bed, but still couldn't fall into a deep sleep, even though you were tired, or maybe you woke up multiple times without knowing why, then got up in the morning feeling drained, like your body had gone through something unfinished? The truth is, sleep isn't only about mood or physical exhaustion. It's deeply shaped by the space we sleep in each night. And there are 3 things in most bedrooms that often go unnoticed but have a real impact on sleep quality: heart health, memory, and brain function as we age. The first is temperature. When we were younger, our bodies adjusted more easily to changes in heat and cold. But after 60, the autonomic nervous system isn't as responsive. Too much warmth in the room can throw things off. The ideal range for sleep isn't a cozy heat, but something cooler, around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That gentle drop in temperature helps the body wind down, lowers blood pressure, and signals the internal systems to slow, rest, and repair. If your bedroom runs too warm or lacks airflow, your heart ends up working harder at night and your brain doesn't get the full reset it needs. The second factor is light. Artificial light, especially from phone, tablet, or TV screens, emits blue light. That kind of light interferes with melatonin production. And melatonin doesn't just help you fall asleep. It's a powerful hormone that protects your brain cells and supports the recovery process after a full day of thinking, remembering, reacting. If you're using devices right before bed, that light might be robbing your brain of the deep sleep it needs to cleanse and rebuild. And finally, there are the electronics we keep too close. Phones charging on the nightstand, smartwatches, Wi-Fi routers in the corner. They may seem harmless, but these devices emit low levels of electromagnetic signals, and our aging nervous systems tend to be more sensitive to that kind of background noise. You don't need to remove everything. Just switching your phone to airplane mode, turning off Wi-Fi at night, or placing devices a few feet farther from your head can make your bedroom a safer, more restful space. Because a bedroom, in its truest sense, should be a place where your body recovers, resets, and breathes easier, not one more environment asking it to endure more than it needs to. Do you sleep with your phone near the bed, or have you ever adjusted the temperature and noticed a difference in how you slept? If so, share your experience below. Your story might help someone else who's quietly struggling through restless nights. And in the next part, I'll share a few gentle bedtime rituals, simple things that can help your body deeply relax and prepare for real, healing rest, especially after 60. There are small things so small we often overlook them, but when done before bedtime, they can quietly shift the way your mind and body recover each night. Many of us have known that feeling lying in bed, exhausted, but unable to fall asleep, or falling asleep quickly, only to drift in and out through the night, never reaching real rest. The older we get, the more rare those truly restful nights seem to become, and yet they're exactly what our brains need most. Deep sleep is the time when the brain slows down, resets, and cleanses itself of toxins that build up throughout the day. And the good news is, you don't need sleeping pills to get there. Just 3 small habits, gentle, steady, and repeated, can help awaken the body's own ability to rest and repair. First, start with slow, simple movements. Gently roll your shoulders, rotate your neck a few times, then take a few deep, easy breaths. These small motions stimulate the vagus nerve, a quiet connection between your brain and your internal organs. It helps calm the heart, stabilize blood pressure, and guide the body into a deeper sense of peace. Next, if you're able, try lying down with your legs slightly elevated above your heart. A few pillows under your calves are enough. This position eases pressure on your veins, helps blood return more smoothly to the heart and brain, and soothes the tired legs that have carried you through another full day. Many older adults say they sleep deeper and experience fewer leg cramps just by adding this one step to their bedtime routine. And finally, send your brain a quiet signal. It's time to rest. It might be a scent you've come to love, lavender or eucalyptus, a soft piece of music you always turn on before sleep, or gently rubbing warm oil into your feet before getting into bed. If you repeat that same signal night after night, your body begins to understand this is the moment to let go, to stop holding tension, to simply rest. Over time, these tiny habits become a rhythm, one your brain recognizes as safety, as healing, and as a quiet form of gratitude toward yourself. You don't need to do them all at once. Start with just one that feels comfortable. Stick with it for a few nights, and let your body show you what it remembers when it's given the chance to rest fully. If you have your own calming habit that helps you sleep better, I'd love for you to share it in the comments. Sometimes, a small part of your routine might be the key someone else has been quietly searching for. And coming up next, we'll talk about something that most people overlook, certain combinations of medications and supplements that, while meant to help, can quietly strain the brain and heart when taken at the wrong time, especially at night. There are things we take every day, believing they're helping us stay healthy, but when mixed the wrong way, especially at night, they can quietly become hidden dangers to the body. You may have heard someone say, "This medication works better if you take it at night," or "This supplement is natural, you can take it anytime." But after 60, our bodies don't process pills or supplements the way they once did. The liver and kidneys slow down, The systems that regulate blood pressure, heart rate, and oxygen to the brain become far more sensitive. And that means certain combinations taken at the wrong time or without guidance can increase your risk of stroke while you sleep, without warning. For example, blood pressure medication taken alongside a diuretic at night can cause your pressure to drop too low during sleep, reducing blood flow to the brain and making you feel dizzy or even faint when getting up. Taking a sleep aid with an allergy pill might seem harmless, but together, they can slow your breathing, especially dangerous if you have undiagnosed sleep apnea. Some people also take natural supplements like fish oil, turmeric, or CBD oils, without realizing they might interact with blood thinners, statins, or antidepressants. This can lead to internal bleeding, irregular heartbeat, or serotonin overload, all serious conditions that often go unnoticed until they become urgent. I'm not sharing this to worry you, but to remind you that reviewing your medication schedule and asking your doctor about possible interactions can be a small step with powerful protection. Because sometimes, preventing a major event begins with something as quiet and simple as adjusting a few nighttime habits. If you take more than one medication in the evening, consider writing them down, noting when you take them, and scheduling a detailed talk with your doctor or pharmacist. That single step might help you avoid an outcome no one ever wants to face. Have you ever changed the way you take your medicine and noticed a difference? If so, I'd love to hear your experience. Your insight might help someone who's quietly wondering the same thing but doesn't know who to ask. And coming up next, I'll share something remarkable, a natural mechanism in your brain that only activates during deep sleep, and might just be your brain's final line of defense against a stroke, a process few people even know exists. There's something remarkable that happens in the brain when we enter deep sleep, a quiet process that plays a powerful role in keeping our minds clear as the years go by. Have you ever woken up feeling foggy, like your memory's been wrapped in a soft blur, even after a full night's sleep? Your body still feels tired and you can't quite explain why. That could be a sign that your brain wasn't properly cleaned during the night. Science has now uncovered a special system within the brain called the glymphatic system. It works like a nighttime janitor crew, but it only comes to life when you're in deep, uninterrupted sleep. During that time, the brain actively removes cellular waste, clears out toxic proteins that have built up through the day, and even helps repair tiny blood vessel damage, a quiet healing process that protects you from stroke and cognitive decline. But this system is delicate. It doesn't work if you keep waking up. One bathroom trip, a breathless moment from mild sleep apnea, even the feeling of restlessness or discomfort, any of these can interrupt the brain's ability to clean and heal itself. And when that process is cut short night after night, those toxins begin to build up. They quietly inflame the brain, damage fragile vessels, and over time, raise your risk of stroke and memory loss without warning. The good news: you don't need anything complicated to support this system. Just give your sleep the conditions it needs. Adjust your sleeping position, reduce blue light before bed, stop drinking water too late, avoid risky medication combinations at night. Each of those small choices helps your brain find the space and time to heal itself naturally. Because sleep, when cared for properly, isn't just a pause in your day. It's your brain's chance to reset, to quietly repair what life has worn down. And that becomes more important with each year we're given. Have you ever felt tired after sleeping, as if your mind didn't fully come back online? If you have, feel free to share your story below. Together, we can reflect on the small changes that may lead to big differences. Because preventing a stroke doesn't begin in the emergency room. It begins in how we care for ourselves each night, each breath, each moment of rest, starting tonight. Dear friend, a stroke doesn't come out of nowhere in the middle of the night. It's often the quiet result of many small things building up over time. A habit done at the wrong hour, a posture that doesn't quite support your body, a sleepless night that seems harmless. Each one quietly adds weight to your heart, your brain, and many times, we don't even realize it. But the beautiful truth is this: you can change that, and you can start tonight. No grand gestures, just a simple shift, maybe adjusting how you lie down, drinking your water a bit earlier, or turning off the blue light just a few minutes sooner. These small, gentle choices done consistently become the quiet language your body understands best, a sign that it's being cared for, that it's being heard. Because preventing a stroke isn't about last-minute interventions, it's about how you protect your sleep each and every night. Sleep, when truly cared for, doesn't just make you feel better the next morning. It gives your brain a chance to reset, to heal, and to walk beside you with more strength in the years still to come. If you've stayed with me all the way to this point, then maybe, somewhere inside, you too are quietly reflecting on something. And if you feel moved to share, I'd be honored to read even a few lines of thought that stayed with you, or one gentle change you'd like to try starting tonight. You might even consider sending this video to a friend or loved one, someone who could use a soft reminder like this too. Wherever you are, whether today has been slow or full of questions, just know I'm here with you, walking this path of slower living, deeper understanding, and more meaningful days, one gentle step at a time.